Welcome back to another episode of my Create a World series. Today you'll notice we're actually not in build mode or in the world right now, we're actually in Paramaker, and that is because I am creating a household that is going to live in the house that we're furnishing today. In my last video, I went and created 5 house exteriors for the residential neighborhood that's going to be on the eastern side of the downtown area. I was kind of imagining that this was a more densely populated beach neighborhood, and so that is what we're kind of getting started with today. We're just going in and filling them in with households and doing the interior, which I'm very excited about because so far in this series we've mainly done community lots. We do technically have one townie in there, Jean Fraser, who lives on top of the laundromat, but this is like the first full household that lives in a just residential lot, and so yeah, I'm very excited about that. So I was originally planning on making these paras off camera and then just doing the video of me furnishing their home, but enough people asked to see the process of me making them, and so I decided to include this sped up version in the beginning of the video just so you guys could kind of see what the process actually looks like for this. And since you're watching me make these paras, I figured I should probably tell you a little bit about them and what their storyline is like. So this is going to be a household that is a pair of siblings, and they are living in the duplex house that we built in the last episode. In that one, there are 2 apartments in this house, one on the top level and one on the bottom level, and each sibling is going to take one of those apartments. So right now you can see that I'm working on one of the siblings. This is Iris, and then I will be working on her brother Ivan in a little bit. And my storyline for these 2 is that they have grown up here and have lived in this town for a long time, and their parents were landlords in this town and owned a few properties. However, they since passed away, and Iris and Ivan then inherited this building for them to live in. In my head, I think that these paras are pretty good friends with each other. They get along pretty well. They probably always have got along as children, but I imagine having to go through the death of their parents probably made them a lot closer. And so Iris, the para I'm currently working on, I imagine that she is an artist as like her career, and she loves painting and plants and is just very, I guess, eclectic in a way. I feel like she's a very fun para. And then her brother Ivan is going to be a chef at one of the local restaurants in town, and he is going to enjoy cooking and working out. So they're kind of opposites, but they're still friends with each other, which I think is a pretty cool and cute storyline to have. I haven't gone in and made friends or potential partners for them yet, just because I still don't know what the rest of the households in the town are going to look like. I think that's one of those things that as I make more paras and make more houses, I'll get a better idea of that, and then I can make the new paras have their storylines kind of intersect with some of the older paras I've created, and I'll kind of build out the relationships that way. So that was kind of what I was thinking for their story. Getting back to what I'm actually doing in Paramaker right now, you'll see that I've pretty much created Iris for the most part at this point. Facial structure, hair, makeup, clothing. One thing I kind of want to note is that I gave her 3 everyday outfits, and I'm going to be giving every para 3 everyday outfits in the save file, just because it's not realistic for one person to wear one outfit forever because they're not cartoon characters. And so I really want to go in and make it so that you kind of will see paras out and about in a variety of different outfits, because that's how it works in real life, and so I don't really want this to be much different. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how she turned out, and you'll notice I was just playing around with the tattoos in Paramaker, and I gave her this leaf tattoo, and I put it initially on her forearm, and then I clicked OK, and then I started doing the rest of Paramaker stuff, and then it just suddenly moved to her bicep, and then I couldn't get rid of it, and the game like didn't register that it was indeed a tattoo that was on her bicep, and so I couldn't get rid of that, and so now the tattoo is on her bicep, which is not like my preferred place for it, but I can't really do anything about it, so it's fine. I don't think it looks too bad. But yeah, that's about all I ended up doing for Iris. I'm pretty happy with how she turned out. I think she's a very pretty sim, and I think that she has a pretty cool personality, someone I'd probably be friends with in real life. And now I'm about to move on to creating Ivan here. And I kind of had to do this in a weird way because currently whenever you create a para with genetics, you can only make that para's child. You can't make siblings, you can't make their parents. And so I kind of had to do this in a weird way where this new para, I actually had to make Iris's child technically, and then I had to go in and then remove the child tag and then age up the para and then turn it into her brother. And so that's how I was kind of able to do it, because I didn't want to start from scratch and then have to completely redo the facial structure to get them to look like siblings. And so I instead just went and did it that way, and it worked. I was able to do it, and it functions in game as normal. I haven't run into any glitches where the game still thinks they're like parent and child, because they're not, they're siblings, and they're also the same age. So I think that is what helps kind of mitigate that glitch as well. And once I was able to figure that out, I had no problems. One thing you'll kind of notice is that technically he's still a teen, and it was mistakenly that way for like the entire time I created him. And then at the very end, I realized that I still had him as a teen and not a young adult. And so then I had to age him up. And once I did, his body shape and proportions like completely changed. And so I then had to go back and fix it to get it how it looks when I was originally done with him, and it ended up being fine. It wasn't really an issue, but something that was my fault. I should have looked out for. One thing I kind of wanted to mention while I'm talking over my gameplay and just yapping right now is that you guys left so many good storyline ideas in the comments of the last video. Thank you so much. It was actually really helpful and helped make kind of this storyline, but then also some others for other families that I have living in the houses, like so much easier and more clear. I'm very excited to get to creating those paras and just really shaping the neighborhood and making it feel alive. I think that's one of like the most fun parts about doing all this, is getting the houses in, getting the paras in, creating their lore, and then really seeing like a fully completed neighborhood that, you know, has all the different things you would need to create like an immersive gameplay experience. That's kind of my goal with this whole thing. And yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you for suggesting all those things. It's really surreal still to kind of picture that there are people who are actually interested in what I'm doing in this game and actually enjoy kind of watching it and have suggestions for it. It's very cool. So yeah, I am very pleased with how this whole thing has been going, and I've had a really fun time with it all. And yeah, part of that, I mean, really a big part of that is because of all of you leaving so many thoughtful comments in the episodes and really engaging with it. And so yeah, thank you. And I think I'm approaching the end of this Paramaker portion of the video. All I'm really doing here is figuring out all of Ivan's outfits, his 3 everyday outfits, formal, athletics, sleepwear, all of that. And then once that is complete, we're then going to move on to the actual interior of both of those apartments and kind of going through with me in real time, furnishing that. So I think I'm going to let the rest of this segment kind of play out, and I will see you guys very soon in the next portion of the video. Alright, so I have the paras in game now, and I moved them into their apartment slash house that they're going to be living in. I built the exterior of this house in the last episode. This is one house, but there's going to be 2 apartments in it. There's one on the bottom here, and then there's also one on the top right here. And I was thinking that Ivan is probably going to be taking the bottom apartment, and Iris is going to be taking the top apartment. So since I built the outside of this house, Paralives came out with an update where there are now little address signs for each like house or unit, and I am so going to use these because you can also edit the addresses and the numbers on here too. So we have to use this. I need to figure out what like these street names are going to be too, because now that we kind of have the ability for named streets, I definitely want to take advantage of that. Okay, so I took a random number generator and it came out with 145. So we're gonna do 145A and 145B. Cute! That is awesome that I can add that in there. It's such a little thing, but I'm actually really happy about it. So now all it's left to do is to start furnishing the apartments, and I think I'm actually going to do the top apartment first because I just am more excited to do Iris's first. And then we'll move on to Ivan's at the bottom. So for this top apartment, you're going to come into this little entryway here. It'll take you up the stairs and onto this loft area, which I'm going to kind of use as the living and dining room. I set out kitchen here, and then I have a living room and then a bathroom. I think I'd like to start with this little entrance area right here. I feel like we can make this really cute. I think I kind of want to do a built-in shelf here, and so I'm going to put this shoe rack down below it, and then I think above it I'll have this shelf kind of extending the entire way, and I think I'm going to have, and now all that's left to do is to put clutter and stuff and make it look like someone actually lives here. They make these shoes really giant in this game. Like, who actually has feet that big? I mean, I guess some Paras do, but a little unrealistic if you ask me. I'm gonna put this cat as a placeholder for this picture right now, but I actually have a plan of some custom photos I want to take and then put in here for lore and storytelling purposes. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it as a cat, and then I think later we'll go ahead and take the pictures and replace them. I'm actually going to try and remember to put like heating and cooling items in these apartments because I feel like I am so bad about like forgetting to do that, and I don't want to do that this time. So like for example, I think I want to put a window AC unit up here. Alright, I think this is pretty cute for an entryway. I don't want to clutter up too much because I do want to make it functional, so I think I can go ahead and move on to the upstairs now. And I think the best place to start here would be to figure out what the kitchen is going to kind of look like, because I think that is going to shape the rest of this area. I think putting this column here on the end as like a little accent would be so cute to kind of divide up the tile from the drywall. Okay, so if that's going to be the general shape of the kitchen, we need to figure out what the living room configuration is going to be. Probably would make sense to have a TV stand with a TV somewhere around here-ish. Maybe I'll put some bar stools over here. Technically, as of now, bar stools aren't functional in the game. They're just kind of decorative, but I think at some point they are supposed to work. So I kind of don't want to put a table in just because that's going to take up a lot of important real estate we have here. I'd probably do the couch here. I just realized that these windows over here are not the same swatch as these windows. I'm sure someone had noticed that and is probably like screaming internally right now. I'm kind of tempted to use the cactus sofa just because it's silly. And I think this apartment is kind of the perfect place for that, given that I'm gonna have Iris be really into art and plants and just very much is into more eclectic things. I think honestly it kind of fits, even though it's not something I would usually place. Now I want to make sure there's enough room for art stuff. I think I could probably fit it right here by the door. The only issue is that I kind of would like for there to be a table nearby for her to put her supplies on. So I might move the door to the outside balcony over. I think that works. Now, I feel like Iris owns a lot of plants, and so I need to decorate the apartment appropriately in order to reflect that. The fact that I can put plants inside this windowsill is so cool. I didn't even know that I could do that. Given that Iris is really into art, I think that having these posters here of different artists would be perfect for the apartment. I'd love to put a coffee maker or a toaster down, but there's really no good spot to do it, so I don't, like, that's really the only place that would fit. Can you make coffee? Okay, actually, yes, you can. That's good. I think it'd be really cute to set up this kitchen area so that there's like a plate or the remnants of a meal left behind and it hasn't yet been cleaned up. I think this main living, kitchen, dining area is finished and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think it looks very lived in, very eclectic, which is exactly the goal that I'm going for here. The built-in showers in this game are absolutely gigantic. I feel like I can never use them in any of my builds. I always have to make a custom shower. And this apartment's gonna be no exception to that. I do think I need to put a small window in this bathroom to make it look just a little less depressing. Maybe I'll just do it over here on this side, but it just needs something. I really want to clutter up this bathroom counter as much as I can. I think this is looking pretty good. I'll probably leave the bathroom how it is now, and then we just have the bedroom to do, and then Iris's apartment is finished. This room is too small for a double bed, so I think I have to go with just a kind of large twin size bed here. I guess this probably wouldn't actually be a twin size, maybe a full, if we're thinking about standard bed sizes. I do want to clutter this up with pillows. I actually do think I'm going to put these pillows off to the side though, just so that way whenever you're in live mode, it's not like she's sleeping and then all of the pillows are kind of cutting in, because that's not very realistic. I don't care that she's technically still an adult, she's still going to have stuffed animals on her bed, because it doesn't matter how old you are, hot girls still have stuffed animals on their bed. I kind of want to add a tiny closet in this room. I've never used these closet doors before, but I feel like it would be pretty cute. Given that I'm not able to fit any sort of clothing rack inside this closet, I think I'm actually going to shrink it down so it's pretty thin or narrow, and I'm probably just going to make this some sort of linen closet instead. I feel like a lot of extra things would probably end up here. One thing I was not expecting was for this door to open like that. I figured it was probably going to be kind of like a bifold door. Regardless, I think the closet's looking cute. I'm just add a couple more things and that's probably good to go. But I was kind of hoping that it would open this way, kind of like a normal bifold door would. I'm intentionally deciding to leave out a washer and dryer in these apartments because I want them to go to the laundromat whenever they have laundry that they need to do, because I want there to be a reason to travel to that lot, and if I were to put washers and dryers on every lot, then there wouldn't be a point. I think I'm going to put a small desk and a dresser in this corner of the room, and then have the desk act as kind of a vanity area, or maybe an office space, or maybe both. I haven't decided yet. There unfortunately isn't really any makeup that I can use in the game as clutter for this area. The closest thing I could really find is this paintbrush that I might be able to size down into kind of like a makeup brush. I'm gonna actually place a few Polaroid pictures on this wall, but I'm not going to fill them up yet. And the reason why is that I want to, once I'm done with this interior, to go in, to take pictures, you know, to go and make it look like they've been living here for a while. And then I think after that's done, I'll go ahead and I'll put these pictures in here. Now, I don't have the lore totally fleshed out and like who their friends are going to be or who they're kind of hanging out around, but I do intend to do that at some point. And so I think I'll put some in, and then later on, as I make more townies and I develop the story, I can go back and fill the rest of the pictures in. All right, I think this looks pretty good for the bedroom. It's cluttered, it has some personality to it, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And with that, I think that the upstairs apartment is completed, which is really awesome, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I feel like it really looks like someone lives here, and I think the personality of Iris that I kind of imagined in my head really does kind of come through here, which is exactly what I was hoping for. All right, so now we need to move on to the downstairs apartment for Ivan. This apartment's definitely bigger than the last one, so we might be able to fit a little bit more in. I think this is a pretty good layout for the kitchen. It's very similar to the one above here, only instead of it being a little bit more squished this way, it is a little bit wider over here, so I was able to put the fridge on the same wall as the counters. I didn't realize how big of a footprint this love seat would have. That is bigger than I thought it was going to be, but that really doesn't leave a lot of room for a dining room table, so maybe that's actually not the most optimal layout. Like, we could probably put that there, and then I may be able to fit a small table back here. I think that's probably a better use of the space. I was also wanting to put a coffee table down, but I don't know if I actually have the room for that. I could probably put this ottoman in the middle and maybe put some stuff on that. I definitely want to leave some shoes by the door over here, just because I think that's a little bit more realistic. I think it'd be cool to imagine that maybe he collects like records or something and has like some sort of collection. And so I think that actually will work really well, because I can put that there, but then I can also use the records as wall decorations. And it looks like we have a decent amount of swatches to choose from here. I think I want to do something similar to what I did in the dining area of the upstairs apartment, where there are leftover dishes that still kind of need to be put away and have just been kind of left out on the table. I pulled out a decent amount of kitchen clutter. Given that Ivan's going to be a chef at the local pizzeria, I feel like he's actually pretty interested in cooking, and it's like a hobby of his. So I want to put a lot of stuff on, like, in the kitchen to kind of show that. I think this main living, kitchen, dining area is completed, and I like it. I think it looks pretty good. So now all that's left to do in this entire house is the bedroom and the bathroom. I'm running into a similar issue in this room as I am with the room upstairs, to where I can't put a double bed in here because it simply just takes up the entire width of the room. So I'm just gonna have to make it a pretty wide single bed. I don't know if multiple pairs can sleep in here, so that may be a slight problem, but it is what it is. I can't really do anything about it. I'm excited for when more clothing and clutter gets added to the game, because right now it's just a little challenging to go in and decorate closets like these, but I'm sure at some point we'll get more items that will help make that a little bit easier. Now, I was hoping to fit a desk and a dresser in here. I don't know how realistic that is. I didn't realize how small I made this room until now, really. I'm thinking I'm probably just going to shrink the footprint of the bathroom by half a tile and then move everything here over half a tile, and then put a dresser or a wardrobe here. It's probably the only way that I can get exactly what I want. I think it'd be funny to have some dishes that have kind of accumulated on this desk over time that just need to be taken to the kitchen and have instead just been left here. I hope at some point we can get like some sort of like post-it notes or magnets that we can put on these cork boards just to help give it a little bit of personality, because I feel a little weird. It doesn't really make sense to just have nothing on there. Like the only thing I can think of is if I were to take these Polaroid photos and then kind of, first of all, let me size those up. And then I kind of just move them so they are on the board, which I think is probably what I'm going to end up doing. I might just put one more of these on here, and then I'll probably stick a couple more of these records up here. I think this is looking pretty cute for the bedroom. And now on to the bathroom. I think I'm gonna copy the layout of this bathroom down here and do something very similar, even though I think this is ever so slightly bigger. Alright, so I think this downstairs apartment is complete as well, and I'm very happy with how this one turned out. I think both apartments are looking really cute, and like people actually live here and are settled in, which is very important. So now that the apartment building is finished here, I think I'm going to work on kind of building out the lore for this household. So it actually seems like they're real paras and not just random NPCs or townies. Alright, so we're back in Paramaker with this household, and you'll notice that things look just a little different here. So what I did is, for lore purposes, I want to put photos and stuff of the family. So that's what we're doing now, and you'll see that I have parents. So this is Daniel and Rose. These are Iris and Ivan's parents. I just kind of went into Paramaker and I played with genetics a little bit, created an outfit for them, and kind of called it a day, because in my save file they're going to be dead. And so because of that, I didn't really put a whole lot of effort into them, which is fine because we just need them for photos. So I went and I created them, and then I also went and I aged down the kids, so they're teens here. And so I figured probably we'll take a few pictures and then we can put that in the house. So I have them here. I'm actually in Molino right now just because I feel like I have more photo ops in Molino versus in my world at the moment. So I just moved them into this house, and I think if we go into photo mode and pose them, we should be able to get some. Okay, so I think I have a pretty good pose right here of all four of the family members. So I'm gonna go in and take a photo like this. And then I think I would probably want one of just the kids. And I was kind of picturing that these pairs get along with each other. That's kind of how I have it in my storyline. So I'm going to have them just having fun together. I think this would be a cute one. I also went and I grabbed the paras with their current age, and I'm going to get a photo here too. Okay, so right here I have them waving to the camera, which I think is cute, and so I'll go ahead and I'll take this. And as far as photos go, I think these are all of the ones I'm going to take for right now. I do have other photo slots in the house that I know won't be filled by me just taking 3 photos, but I want to have that for friends and other paras that these guys are friends with, and I haven't created them yet, so I can't take those photos yet. And so that's one of those things that as I build the town, I'll go back and do. But for right now, I think this is good. All right, so I am back in my save file, and now I think we can probably go in and get these picture frames all set up. Okay, that's a little stretched. I don't necessarily like that. All right, so I went into the menu and I changed the size of the photos. So now that looks a little better, and I'm gonna put that family picture there. And then I know I have I think a couple of photo areas over here. So I'm just going to go and place these photos here. Alright, so now that I have these photos on the wall, I think this portion of the lower building is completed. So I think I'm pretty happy with the progress that was made today. We went and created these paras and then moved them in and furnished this house, which consists of 2 different apartments that they live in, and then also went in and took some family photos, which are displayed throughout the house. I think that will do it for today's video. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to give it a like and then comment if you have any suggestions or any ideas for future households or what I could do or expand upon the storyline for this household. And if you are interested in keeping up with the progress of this custom world as I create it, feel free to subscribe so you can follow along on the channel every single time I upload a video for this series. And with that, I hope you all have a great day and I will see you in the next one. Bye everybody.